Hey all, I'm Venus Singh, a health coach at SugarFit. Today I'm going to take you through how to read food labels. Let's be honest, we don't end up eating fresh, home-cooked food as often as we'd like. Most times our super busy schedules get in the way, and other times we are plain lazy. No shade, it happens to best of us. But even as we seek alternatives such as ready-to-cook or packaged foods, we want to be health conscious. A lot of these foods often boast labels like diet, organic, or zero trans fat, which definitely sound healthy, but in many cases can be misleading. How do you then make the right food choices? We are here to clear up any confusion and help you make an informed decision when it comes to ready-to-eat foods. Label Lingo. First, let's take a look if some of the common labels you see on pre-packaged foods are healthy as they appear. First one is organic. What does it mean? Products with organic label must contain primary ingredients that are grown through organic farming methods. This means that they were grown without the use of synthetic chemicals like fertilizers and pesticides, antibiotics, and hormones. Also, without the use of genetically modified organisms. Now, what to look for? Organic certification. A true organic product will be certified by an agency such as Quality Assurance International, QAI, Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, APEDA, or India Organic Label. These agencies ensure that everything from the product itself to the soil it grows in goes through rigorous testing so you can be certain you are buying an authentic product. Warning signs. Products that are not certified by an official body are likely not organic. Keep in mind the price point and the seasonality as well. Organic foods tend to be little pricier, but seasonal produce are grown in abundance and are usually just as good for your wallet as they are for your body. Is this healthy? Yes. Buying organic means you are introducing fewer synthetic chemicals like pesticides and fertilizers and antibiotics to your body. No added sugar or the no sugar label. What does it mean? Products with this label mean that no sugar has been added to sweeten the product while processing it. What to look for? Read the ingredients. Choose products with no or less added sugar. There are hidden sugars named differently. Buy products having whole grains which your body can naturally break down and convert into energy. Another option is to switch to unsweetened or naturally sweetened products. Warning signs: the presence of artificial or hidden sweeteners. Check the ingredients. If you see unfamiliar ingredients ending in AL, OL, MALT, OSE, it's like a sugar substitute. Some common examples are sorbitol, dextrose, maltitol, and sucralose malt syrup. Corn syrup is another common sugar substitute, usually labeled high fructose corn syrup, and is often used in breakfast cereals and commercial cookies and biscuits. Adding too many of these foods to your diet can cause increased weight gain and inflammation in your body. Is this healthy? Not necessarily. It's important to remember that sugars are needed by our body to make energy. The average adult should consume about 30 grams a day. However, most of our body's required sugar intake comes from breaking down carbohydrates. Artificial sweeteners can be low on your calorie intake, but high consumption of artificial sweeteners can disrupt your gut health. Sucralose, sulfonamides, for example, can cause allergic reactions and even aid many metabolic disorders. Natural sugars. What does it mean? The product uses natural sweeteners such as honey, fruit sugars, rather than processed white sugar. What to look for? Ingredients such as figs and dates, which are naturally high in sugar. A shorter shelf life is another good hint that the product uses natural ingredients instead of processed ones or the ones with preservatives. Warning signs: Processing these sweeteners can change their chemical makeup. This reduces their nutritional value and may even create imbalances in your body. Also, be on the lookout for fruit syrups, nectars, and concentrates, which are ultra-processed and highly concentrated, even if they sound natural. Is it healthy? Not always. If the product contains ultra-processed foods or preservatives, it may not be a healthy option. Foods that contain high amounts of sweeteners like berry concentrate can compromise sugar levels. Moderation is the key here. Replacing these foods that contain figs, dates, prunes, or even sweet nuts like coconuts, pecans in moderation can be a healthier option. Stevia leaves are another well-known natural sweetener, though they may have a slight bitter aftertaste. Whole grain label. What does it mean? The product either contains grains in its whole form or is made from flour that contains all parts of the grain seed or has added bran, outer layer of the grain. If the product uses all three parts of the grain, bran, the germ, and the endosperm, it is 100% whole grain. What to look for? 100% whole grain label and high fiber content, added oat or wheat bran, and no added sugar. Warning signs: check the ingredients and nutrition label. A whole grain product should be relatively high in fiber, which is more than 3 grams of fiber per 100 grams of product, and not include any processed ingredients like maida or other refined flours. More processed grains are lower in fiber. Is it healthy? Yes. Fiber is important for your gut health and digestion. On average, people require 35 to 40 grams a day. So high fiber foods should be incorporated into every meal. Keeping fruits and vegetables to half your plate is one way to ensure you get this fiber content. But whole grain and whole pulses are great options as well. Just make sure that you are not consuming a whole lot of added sugar in the bargain. Real ingredients. What does that mean? The product uses real fruits and vegetables rather than concentrates or flavorings. However, there is no guarantee that the product contains a high percentage of real produce. What to look for? A high fiber content. The higher the fiber, the lesser processed the food product is. Warning signs: even real ingredients lose their nutritional value if they have been processed for too long. So check the nutrition label carefully if the product is low in fiber but high in sugars or calories. The product isn't using real ingredients. For example, if you compare an apple to apple juice made from real ingredients, the apple gives you the benefit of all the pulp and fiber found in the fruit, as well as healthy complex sugars. The act of biting can also help your teeth clean, and chewing the fruit means that your saliva can begin the digestive process from the mouth. This is a better choice for your digestive system and also means that you stay full and satiated for a longer period of time. The juice, on the other hand, is less filling. It may have added sugars that are addictive and has almost double the calories of the apple per 100 grams with lesser nutrition value. Zero trans fat. What does it mean? The product contains less than 1% of non-saturated fat. This doesn't necessarily mean that there is no trans fat. A product containing 0.5% trans fat can also be labeled as zero trans fat product. What to look for? Check the nutrition label to make sure that the amount of fat per serving size is low. Warning signs: hidden quantities of saturated fat and cholesterol. Products that contain dairy, for example, are naturally fatty and have a high cholesterol value, even if they're labeled as zero trans fat. A vegetarian product can still be a low-valued product if it has excess amount of hydrogenated oils. Vegetable oils hardened artificially, such as vanaspati ghee. Is it healthy? Not necessarily. Zero trans fat doesn't mean no fat at all. That means it really depends on what kinds of fat you are consuming and how much. Trans fat and hydrogenated vegetable oils can increase risk of cardiovascular diseases by increasing the bad cholesterol and decreasing the good cholesterol. Diet, what does that mean? Diet is a marketing term used to indicate a product that is low fat and sugar free and thus healthier. What to look for? Check the ingredients for processed flours, artificial sweeteners and preservatives, and check the nutrition label for the sodium content. The average adult is recommended to consume more than 5 grams of sodium in a day. Warning signs: processed ingredients like rice flour or refined white flour can reduce the nutritional value of diet snacks. Artificial sweeteners found specially in diet sodas can also be inflammatory for your body. High sodium, preservatives, and artificial colors and flavorings can all cancel out the low-fat benefits of these foods. Is it healthy? Not as much as you think. We have already talked about the possible issues that come from processed ingredients and artificial sweeteners. But there's a third pitfall of diet foods. They are often packed with high amount of sodium, hidden sugars, and artificial flavors, which make them tastier, but also extremely addictive. And consuming these ingredients in large quantities can upset our body by causing bloating, water retention, and gut damage. What you can look out for while reading a label. When you're out shopping for groceries, there are a few things to keep in mind, whether you're looking for ready-to-eat meals or just something to snack on. Always check serving sizes. The nutritional values given on the label apply to a certain amount of serving size of the product. If you want to know how much you're getting per packet or even per serving, you're probably going to have to do some math. Number 2, don't let percentages fool you. Some nutritional values may be written as percentages. If a cereal promises 10% of recommended daily dosage of fiber, it's offering you 3.5 grams. You'll need to get the other 31.5 grams from elsewhere. Number 3, do the right math. When you are checking the calorie count, remember to do the math to make sure you're accounting for a whole serving. Check if the trade-off is worth it. Should you buy whole grain digestive biscuits that give you only 2% of your required fiber but half of your required sugar? Or would any other option be much healthier? Number 4, always check the label for protein content, carbohydrates, fiber, type and quantity of fats, natural versus artificial sugars, sodium, micronutrients such as iron, vitamins, etc. Expiry date, shortest shelf life means fewer preservatives. Bottom line, when it comes to eating healthy, even with packaged foods, food literacy is the most important tool in a consumer's arsenal. It may take a few months to develop the habit, but it's worth the effort. Read labels and decide whether those are the ingredients you want on your plate. Do your best to pick the foods that are close to as natural as it can get. And remember that you don't have to sacrifice your health in the name of convenience. If you want to know more or need help, do reach out to the health coaches at SugarFit.